Hey everybody, it's Jenny, and I am here today to share with you how I set up my project planner. I know what you're thinking already. I don't use a ringed planner, but bear with me because I think you could really pick up some ideas for creating your own project planner in a ringed planner or in any other planner that you might have laying around that's not being used. So I'm using the Doodlebug So Punny collection because it's just adorable, and I'm really currently obsessed with the soda in this collection. I really love it. So I'm starting out with the 6x6 paper pad, and I'm pulling out sheets that can sort of loosely be made into a rainbow. So they don't have every color represented in this collection. So like for example, there's not orange, so I'm using the hot pink in place of the orange. And there's not like a true green, so I'm using sort of this greenier turquoise and then turquoise. So you'll have to stretch your imagination a little bit because again, there's no purple, so I'm using black. But you know, you can get the idea here. Now, I quickly realized that these sheets aren't actually big enough. They're not tall enough for the binder. This is a personal size binder. It's a Color Crush by Webster's Pages, and I've had it for years and years and years and years. And I'm excited to actually really be sort of putting it to use, keeping track of ideas of projects as they come to me. So a lot of times I'll have an idea for a project, but I don't have anywhere designated to write it down, and then oftentimes it gets forgotten. So this binder is going to help me keep track of the little ideas that I have for projects and be able to organize them in a way that makes sense for me and the way that I think about my projects. Now I'm going to use the 12 by 12 papers. You can see I've pulled out the exact same ones in the 12 by 12 size now so that I can trim them down to fit the size of the papers. And these pattern papers are going to create the dividers for the different sections. I have this many six different sections that I'd like to have in my planner, or six different sections, six different projects that I'm currently working on. And obviously I could go forward and I could create as many. Sky's the limit, really. And so for me right now, I have six projects. They're kind of ongoing projects. And when I finish one of those, the divider could be designated for a different project or whatever. So now I've put away that 6x6 paper pad, and I'm just going to exclusively work with the 12 by 12 sheets, and I'm going to cut them down to fit the size of the paper. And you can see right there, isn't that just so pretty? I love the floral design. I love the tone on tone. And then also it's just cute and it's really uplifting. And for me, it's important that I create things that really inspire me. So it doesn't matter. Maybe these papers, you're like, I don't love that one. That's awesome. You should go forth and create with things that do make you happy, just like I do the same thing. I have told you time and time again, if you've watched my videos before, that I find which keeps me the most organized is using supplies that I love. And you're thinking, that doesn't make sense. Let me explain to you. There's the soda. Is it not the cutest? I love it. The color palette, the sodas, everything. Adorable. Anyway, back to the thing. I will then want to go back and flip through the project because I love the supplies that I used. And when I'm flipping through it, then I'm staying more on track, staying up on all the things that need to get done. And that's really important to me. And so I just find that using things that I love not only is really inspiring while I'm creating the project, but then going forward as well. And so I just love to pick things for each of my things, my traveler's notebooks, my happy planner, this project planner, all of the things. And I really find that it is working beautifully for me, and it might be something that works for you as well. So there's all of my dividers right there. Now I'm going to take the hole punch and I'm going to slide those right in there and get the holes so that I can put these patterned papers into the planner as the dividers. Now it's simple. This is such a sturdy, heavy-duty little punch, and it really works wonders. And it's just going to be beautiful. I'm super excited about this. Now, as you can see, I've got them all punched and I'll be completely finished, so I'll put that away. And look at them, they look great. Now I can go through and just add them. I'm leaving about 5 sheets of blank paper in between each divider. I have more in the back though, so if should I run out, I'll just pop another one in there. And this just gives me a really good start to the binder because as you can see, this is my beginnings for the project. Also, the thing that I love about these double-sided pattern papers is that the back side is super cute. Just is really, really inspiring to me. Now I'm also going to use little tabs. Now I could have cut these dividers using my silhouette so that it would be all seamless in one page. But one of the things that I really enjoy is texture. And so having these little tabs adhered to the pages is, I just love that added dimension. So I'm going to take these little tabs and I'm going to use my tiny attacher, which is a smaller little handheld stapler. You can see it right there, to attach these because I like not only the contrast right there between, like, see, for example, the red and the white, but then I also love having the little staple on there as well. It gives it an added texture. It just makes it a little bit more interesting for me. I know that's not for everyone, and you might want to just use a template for cutting out a divider if you don't like this style, or using a die cutting machine as well. Either one would work great. This is just how I wanted to do this. Now, as you can see here, I'm just going ahead and adding those right there, and they look fantastic, and they're so, so, so fun, and they're just lining up the way that I like them, which again, when they're all together, I like them to have a really tight, overlapping sort of configuration. And then I also feel like in the end, then if I wanted to add more dividers to the back, then there would also still be room. Now I did get this one, it's not really set up right, so I'm going to go ahead and just remove the staple and then also move the divider down on the page so that I can add it where it fits better for me and my personal preference. But that's what I'm here to tell you first and very foremost, is that this is all about personal preference. So you should create your projects how you like them. I like them a certain way, and see, like right there, I love the way that the overlapping tabs look. It's just my thing, right? Okay, so now the chit chat and the odds and the ends are so cute. So many really, really fun little icons and words and all of that. And that's really what I want to do to dress up each individual divider. So what I'm going to do is sort of pick, not necessarily a theme, but kind of a theme for each one and go from there. Now these doilies, how cute with the little, I chose the white with the gray polka dots because I knew that it would be really neutral throughout and I could use it a couple of different times and it would just be fun and different than using a plain white doily. However, I love it because you know I love gray. Now I am using my Tombow MonoAdhesive to adhere that down. It just turned out super cute, and especially I love the contrast of the red and the white. Now I'm going to add the little television and then that letter right there because they're so cute together, and I just love the overlapping that they have. So I have just adhered them one on top of the other. Now as you can see, it kind of overlaps with the hole. So I'm just taking this handheld We Are Memory Keepers hole punch and I'm going to punch that out right here. Now, why am I using this one, you ask? Because it can punch through multiple layers. Like even if you have chipboard or a transparency or something like that, you can punch through all of those layers easily and one at a time without having to really sort of, put a lot of strength into that. Now I want to add just a little bit more decoration because it's so cute, and like I already explained to you at the very beginning, I like to make my projects just absolutely adorable to me so that I am compelled to continue to flip right through them. There are so many choices. These packages are just jam-packed full of die cuts. I mean, like, I don't even know where to begin with how do you choose? They're so cute. So we've got a tiny little speech bubble and then a few little hearts, and they just are so cute together. Now there's no rhyme or reason necessarily. It's not like, oh, the TV is my absolute favorite, I had to use the TV. I just thought it was really, really cute and it would make a fun divider, and as we've already discussed multiple times, that's important to me. Now I do want to label the little tabs, and so I'm going to use alphabet stickers for those. But first, I want to take these little teeny eensy weensy little enamel hearts. They're so cute, and they don't have a ton of bulk, by the way, just enough. and dress up each of those little heart die cuts with those. Now, in terms of adding a name for each project on the divider, obviously there's not a ton of room. It's only about an inch wide, but these alphabet stickers will really help me do that. I'm obviously mentally aware of each project. So for example, when I put DD on this one, I'll know in my brain that that means December daily. I'm aware, like I said, of each project that I have in my repertoire right now, or what I'm working on right now every now and again. Obviously I have certain projects that are daily that I can't get away from, so say like my planner for example, so I'm not going to put that in here, but projects that I'm working on sort of long term that maybe I don't get to daily, I would like to put in here because as ideas crop up I can remember to put those down. Now the cute little teapot and then the teacup, and again the Tombow MonoAdhesive because it's super easy to use and very sticky. And then the We Are Memory Keepers hole punch as well, just because like I said already, it is so easy to use. It's like butter and it definitely cuts through multiple layers with total ease. Now, I mean, I can't stop there. I've got to add a little bit more. I mean, don't get me wrong, the teacup and the teapot together are super cute, but why not make them even cuter? So I'm just going to trim off the one side of this flag as much as I can so that I can make it fit with both of those die cuts and then keeping them on the page, especially because on the inside where the holes are, I can't have it hang off. I could on the other edge, but not on this particular side. Now, as you can see here, I've added those enamel hearts as well, and it's a fun, fun, fun little way to dress it up so simply, but it really makes a huge impact and makes the entire divider just feel a little bit more complete. So again, sticking with the exact same alphabet stickers, just in a different color that matches this particular palette a little bit better, and keeping in mind with the theme for this particular one, which is my gratitude planner. And it's one of those things that I really, what I'm thinking about here is quotes for the future, because each page includes a quote in my gratitude planner. And so things might crop up that are absolutely perfect, and I want to keep track of those. Now for this one, this yellow color is just so yummy to me, and I really was thinking these pizzas were hilarious, and so they really go well together, and I was trying to figure out how can I get this to fit, because these are definitely bigger die cuts, and I'm not really 100% sure how I can add the layering right there, but I'm going to keep playing around with some different elements, including the speech bubbles and all of the different ones that are included in the Chit Chat as well. Now, as you can see, there's just so many choices. There are ones that are specific to the pizzas, for example, but then there are some that are not specific, and then there's other bigger ones and flags, and it's just so much fun, but it can be a little bit overwhelming, like a little bit of like, oh my gosh, what do I choose? All right, so I'm just still continuing to sort through and figure out where I want to go. I loved that Hello Love, and I know it doesn't match completely. It is a little bit more, like the color is not perfect, but I love the contrast, the blue with the pizza and then the blue with the yellow from the background as well. So like I said, I'm well aware that there's no blue in that pizza, but I thought that the whole thing together was really cute, and it really made a fun contrast, if you will. Now I wanted to use the other part of this doily. I think that the doily is obviously just adorable, and I love the texture that the edges add, especially with like the pizza, because it's just a plain circle. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere them all down now, because I did like the way that this ended up. I mean, and the pizza is just so funny all on its own that, you know, how can you resist? Am I right? Now that's an adhesive eraser. I'll link that up down below. It's definitely one of those things. It's really inexpensive, and it makes a huge difference. You get a little bit of extra adhesive and it takes it right off, and it's super, super cute. Not cute, but helpful. I'm sorry. I was just looking at those pieces of pizza and thinking, oh my gosh, they're so cute, right? So no, the adhesive eraser is not cute, but it's very, very functional. So I wanted to stick to a couple of main colors for the alphabets on my dividers, just because I didn't want to go too crazy pulling in too many different things. And so I've just stuck basically to this pink and this blue, and they're really, really cute. And luckily for me, they match pretty much everything in this collection. So now we're moving on to the next divider, and again, it's just so hard to decide which way to go because they're all so, so cute. And some of the pattern papers are a little bit busier than others, and so like this one, for example, it just requires a little bit more, keeping things a little bit more simple because they are, you don't want it to be too busy. I don't want to choose a really busy background and then a really busy set of die cuts. So for this one, for example, just keeping it really super simple with the doily and then that hugs and kisses die cut, just because they look great together. Obviously, the red matches so well, but then it's just not overwhelming and making the whole divider too busy. Hopefully that makes sense. Now again, I still need to add the alphabet stickers to the tab, and I couldn't resist. I know I just told you that I was keeping it the same for the color palette, the same with the pink and the blue, but I couldn't resist the red because I just absolutely love the way that the red looks with that background color right there. And so I just decided to make a break because to me it's just a really pretty combination of colors. So now we're going to move on yet again. And this one, again, I would like to really keep it simple because while that is a tone on tone for the background paper, the rest of the dividers have had a lot more going on. And so I figured if I kept this one simple, that it would just really sort of please my overall sensibilities, which I'm typically tend to be a very simple crafter. And so this would just sort of do the trick for me. Even down to the alphabet stickers. I mean, look at that. So I have just added only the tiniest little bit and just kept it so simple. And sometimes you have to do that just to not overwhelm yourself or overwhelm the project as well. Now see, I mean, I want to keep adding more because there's so many really adorable choices, but how do you decide and when's enough is enough? And so that's just kind of what I'm trying to decide here by going through all of the different little pieces of chit chat. All right, now we're on to the last divider, which is the black with the bright color polka dots. And this one, I just love it because the black always just sort of speaks to me. The contrast between the colors and the black is just so fun and cheerful. And so why not add one of the tiny little doilies, half of them down there at the bottom, and then just try to layer together a bunch of fun different pieces. Now, the sewing machine, again, it's kind of like some of the other ones. I find it to be absolutely adorable, but I don't know that normally it would be the type of thing that I would use, and that's why it's perfect here because its cuteness totally inspires me. And in a normal application, like if I was working with photos for, say, a scrapbook layout, I wouldn't have something to work with this cute little adorable sewing machine. So it's perfect right here in this particular project. So I'm just continuing to look through to see what I can find to build upon this theme with the sewing machine and this last layout in the project planner. And so just flipping through and seeing which pun goes with the sewing machine and then also looks really cute and sort of fits my vision. So yeah, I'm just going to adhere these down right here. The little, you can see there's going to be a little bit of layering with not only the doily, but also with the speech bubble as well. Look how cute. And then the adorable little red heart too. I just love how that all came together so nicely. So of course, I obviously still need to add alphabet stickers. And this last one is my miscellaneous tab. So for any ideas that maybe would come up for a new project, or oh yeah, I really want this layout, but I'm not exactly sure how I would do it or what project it would work for, I can add that right here in the pages behind here. And then, like I said, there's lots of extra paper as well behind this tab too. So now it's finished, as you can see right there. And what I want to do is I want to now sort of set myself up for the future. So I want to fill the pockets with things that I might want to use, not only to decorate the dividers a little bit further if the moment should strike, but then also for any of the project pages too. So I'm just going to fill up the pockets, I'm sorry, with cute little die cuts that really speak to me, and then also some different enamel shapes and stickers, those types of things that I would be able to decorate this collection of things very, very easily as well. So you can see I'm just layering ones in there, and then it certainly doesn't hurt that when I open this project planner that it is going to be super inspiring as well. So you can see I have these little cute enamel hearts. I'm going to add those in there, and then I'm also going to add these really simple enamel matte shapes as well, just because the colors are fabulous, and then this one as well. So thanks so much for stopping by and watching my video. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, leave them in the box below, and I'll do my very best to get back to you. Thanks so much, and make it a great day.